Welcome back to my channel, how to make more Etsy sales this Christmas. I'm not going to waste your time with things that are ineffective and don't work, like messing around with keywords. I'll leave that to everyone else on YouTube. I'm going to get straight into the points that really matter. 10 tips to make more sales this Christmas on Etsy. And as you go through towards number 10, they get more effective. And number 10, most Etsy sellers won't think of. It's vital. Let's get into this. Right then, let's get into this bumper crop of Christmas tips. Tip number 1, as we all know, the traffic into Etsy, the buying public grows dramatically in this season. So tip number 1, grow your inventory by 20%. So if you've got 100 items, make it 120. If you've got 1,000 items, make it 1,200. You can grow by more than 20%. 20% is just a reasonable figure that most of you should be able to make. And do this slowly. There's no hurry. Just list these items into your store at 1 item a day, but commit to this growth so that you can grab some more sales from this increased traffic. Let's get straight into tip number 2. Tip number 2, do you want 20 to 30% more sales this Christmas? Of course you do. If you do, you need to offer personalization and giftability. So if you're doing print on demand, companies like Printful and Printify now allow you to do giftability, which is have items gift wrapped, and offer personalization. Yes, it's a little bit more work. Yes, you've got to spend more time doing it, but remember the customers on Etsy are looking for special gifts for people they care about, people they love, and personalization is a very, very good way for them to show their affection. And you need to offer this because you will make more sales. Find a way to do it. I know it's easy for some and harder for others, but if you offer it, you're going to make more Christmas sales, guaranteed. Tip number 3, let's go. Tip number 3, some of you aren't going to like this, but it will help you make more sales. Brighten up all your product primary photos. So go through your store and look at all the photos for your products. Any primary photos that aren't bright enough, they're dull, they're washed out, there's no life to them, just brighten them up. Run them through an online photo editor or use a photo editing program to do this. Depending on how many listings you've got, it could take forever or you could get it done fairly quickly. But you will get more eyes on your products, more clicks, and hopefully more sales if people want to buy what you're selling. Brighten your primary photos. Let's get on to tip number 4. Tip number 4, this is something that still so many Etsy sellers don't do, and there's really no excuse for it anymore. Tip number 4, add videos to your listings. Etsy has told us time and time again that videos in listings convert better than those without. And that is my experience too. If you've got videos in your listings, customers are far more likely to purchase your product. And don't think that you've got to have expensive equipment or anything like that. Just a smartphone, that will do it. Any phone made in the last 6 or 7 years will do this job more than adequately. Just film a short video showing the product in use. This is critical. Show the product in use. Don't just sort of film earrings on a teacup or something like that. If you do jewelry, film a bracelet on a wrist, a necklace on a neckline, things like that. Show the product in use. You will get more clicks and more conversions. Let's get on to the next tip. Tip number 5, this is common sense really, but a lot of people don't think about it. So make sure in your store you're selling now or you intend to sell in the $20 to $40 price range. So this price range is really critical on Etsy because it's an impulse purchase price point. Nobody's got to think too much about spending $25, $30 on a product. It's easy to do, and we want to pick up those sales at Christmas time where people don't have to think too much about the price when they're purchasing the product. Now, another little side tip on this tip about price, also, if you can, make sure you have some higher priced products. The reason for this is really, really straightforward. A customer that comes into your store in July or August might just want to spend $20 on something, but at Christmas time, they want to buy something for someone they care about, someone they love, they want to spend more money, $50, $60, $70, $100. If you don't have those price points covered in your store, you can't sell to those customers. So those are the 2 tips for price. Make sure you sell in the $20 to $40 area and also have some more expensive items in stock for people that want to spend that little bit more. Let's get on to the next tip. Tip number 6, this isn't going to apply to everyone, but if it does apply to you, please do it. Stocking fillers. Tip number 6 is stocking fillers. Sub $20 items that are easy for people to buy. The more of them you have in stock, the more chances you've got to grab quality score easily and more rapidly on these lower priced items to raise the visibility of these items and your store. So stocking fillers, number 6, I know it doesn't apply to everyone, but if you can do it, please do, and get quite a few into your store to try and grab those clicks and conversions. Let's get on to tip number 7. Tip number 7, sell Christmas themed products. I know that sounds crazy, but so many people don't. So if you're a t-shirt seller, a POD t-shirt seller, perfect. POD is the ideal platform for ugly t-shirts and ugly sweaters for Christmas. They're called ugly Christmas t-shirts, ugly Christmas sweaters, and they have horrible Christmas designs on them that only are gifted really at Christmas, but they sell really well. That's an example. Other examples, Christmas themed products for Christmas trees and decorations and home decor, things like that. Think about the actual season and sell into Christmas if you can. Let's get on to the next tip. Tip number 8, and I still see about 40-50% of all Etsy sellers not doing this. You need links to your product sections and your storefront in your product description. Okay, so if you make jewelry bracelets, you need to say, see more of our bracelets here with a link to the bracelet section, and below that you need a link to your storefront so that everybody searching on phones and tablets can find more items in the description, from the description, if they don't like the item that they're looking at. This cycles traffic around your store and stops them leaving, or helps stop them leaving. Let's get on to tip number 9. The last two, tip 9 and 10, are really, really important. Tip number 9 is run a November sale. Now, I don't talk to you guys much about sales. It shouldn't be part of a regular business plan for you. It's not a solid foundation to build a decent business on. But there is so much traffic coming into Etsy in October, November and December, and so much quality score that you need to go and grab with your listings in your store. Run a decent sale all through November if you can, 30 days, and I would say make it a decent discount, 20% if you possibly can. If you can't, just offer what discount you can. The most important thing is this traffic, it's only around at Christmas time, and the winners on Etsy are the stores that know this and grab all that quality score so that they come out of Christmas into next year with more visibility and more ability to make conversion and sales. Now let's get on to tip number 10. This is an absolute killer tip. Most sellers are guilty of this. Certainly everyone I speak to in terms of clients, no one thinks about this. Let's get on to tip number 10. Okay, tip number 10. This is directly going to help you get more quality score now and for next Christmas. There's 2 parts to this tip. So first part, if you have listings that are inactive in your store, that are Christmas listings, so they've been inactive and you're getting ready to list them, don't do that. Don't list the items that are inactive. They are negative. They've been sat in your store all year doing nothing. Make duplicates of these listings and publish the duplicates. Okay? If they've got 0 sales. If they're sat in your store with 0 sales, don't relist those. Make a copy, publish the copy so it has neutral quality score, and Etsy will come in and index those listings. Don't list the old ones. They won't work, okay? If items have got sales, Christmas listings that have got sales, so this is the second part of this tip. If Christmas listings have sales, don't ever deactivate them. Leave them in your store all year round and they will pick up where they left off the following year, because all Christmas listings are in the same boat. They all sell at Christmas time, hopefully, but throughout the rest of the year, they don't really sell. But sellers make the mistake of deactivating the listings, even if they've sold, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Even if the listing's sold, they'll still deactivate them because they think, oh, and from a seller's perspective, I get it. Oh, I don't need to list it now because it's not Christmas. No, the listing holds on proportionately to all the quality score, because you go through the year with all the other listings, and when it comes around to Christmas, they will more than likely start picking up right where they did last year and sell again. I've got a Halloween bestseller in my store, and I've left it up all year. It was a bestseller last year, and now it's already a bestseller this year. So please do those two inventory management tips to control and bring as much quality score into your store as possible. Tell me if you're going to do this in your store. Get into my comments. Tell me if you're going to follow these 10 tips. And there's no excuse not to work with me. As I keep saying, guys, I've got mini consultations, 5 minutes for $25, and all sorts of other prices above that. If you need help, just get in touch and I will help you make your business more successful. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I'll catch you all in the comments. Cheers.